everyone! Today we're going to continue learning about list functions in Python. Here we go! Okay, so over here you can see another program. At the top, as usual, is what we're going to learn today. Then the rules, and lastly the program. Let's start with the top. So today we're going to start with the copy function, and let's start with its rules. So the copy function simply copies the list that you wanted to copy. For example, if you want to edit a list but you're afraid you might damage the original one, you can just copy the list using the copy function and then do the editing on the original list. I wrote a program to support that, and it only comes up till here. I left this part uncommented because it won't make any difference. I only commented the print statement so that we can work on that later. So when I run this, it's going to print 1 to 5 in the first list and 1 to 4 in the second. So the reason for that is because firstly I'm defining a list called list1. It has numbers from 1 to 4. Then I'm using the copy function and I'm putting it in a variable called lst2. And this is just the syntax. Then I'm using the append function to add 5 to list 1. And then I'm printing them so that you can see the difference. So if I suppose comment this append part, then when I run it, it's going to be 1 to 4. But then firstly I'm printing the original list, so you just know that the one on the top one is the one that we're changing. So this one at the top is the one that we have changed. So this was the original list, and this was the new list. So that way you can edit the list without actually having to touch the original one. Now let's move on to the insert function. So insert function adds any value you want into any spot of the list. For example, if I've got a variable called lsd and I've got it with width and Anvita, you can easily see that it's missing Python. So then I'm using the insert function, and 0, as you know, is a position where I want to put Python, as that's the first position. And then I'm putting Python over here to tell the program that that's the word I want to add. So over here I can just uncomment this one. Now over here you can see that I've used the same example. So lsd is equal to width and Anvita. Then I'm using the insert function, and I've put 0 over here so that the program knows that I want to put Python at position 0, which is over here. So this is position 0, the first area, and then I'm printing it so that you can see the output. Just ignore these two. Just ignore these two lists. We don't need that. Just look at this one. So here you can see Python with Anvita. Now if I take this insert thing away, I'll show you the output. So when I take that away and now run it, it's just going to be width Anvita. Now you might be wondering if I can put anything in between, like if I can put anything over here. Well, I can. So right now, as you can see, in lsd, width is 0. That means if I want to put Python in between width and Anvita is 2, so that means I want to put Python in position 1. So if I put 1 over here, so Anvita becomes position 2 after I put I've added Python in between. Otherwise, right now it's 1. So if I run this says width Python Anvita, so I can put it easily in between, and I can also put it in the end. So I can put it on value 2. Now when I run this, it'll do that. Now you can also do this with numbers. So if I take this away and if I just change this to an empty list, then if I put number 3 and number 5, that means I'm trying to put Python in between over here. No, sorry, I'm putting Python over here in the very end. So if I run it, there's going to be 3, 5, Python. That works with integers and strings mixed together. But then if I want to add a number, suppose 7, then I can just put 2, 7, and it will, yeah. So the point I want to make by doing this 2, and everything is basically that in the insert function, the first number that you put is the position, and the second string or number, whatever you want to add, is the number you want to put or the string you want to put. But it also works for decimals. So if I put 7.9, then it's just going to add 7.9. As you can see, there are absolutely no errors. When the index is greater than the length of a list, Python won't throw an error. It will just insert it in the end of the list. Thanks for watching!